Donald and Douglas are two Scottish engines on the island of Sodor. They were in a deep conversation with Sir Topham Hatt. Percy saw Donald and Douglas and hid behind some trees so he could hear what they were talking about.
Can I trust you two to deal with the monster?
Yes, sir, they both replied, and Sir Topham Hatt left. Percy was scared.
What was Sir Topham Hatt talking about when he said monster?
There's a swamp monster. That's right, it looks just like the Loch Ness monster back in Scotland. Aye, and Sir Topham Hatt wants us to slay it. That's right, to slay it, because we are the bravest engines on Sodor.
That sounds really scary, chuffed Percy.
Aye, it's not scary for us. We are not scared of anything. That night in Tidmouth Sheds, Percy told Thomas and James what he had heard that day.
And then Sir Topham Hatt wants Donald and Douglas to slay the swamp monster.
That sounds really dangerous.
I'm glad Sir Topham Hatt chose Donald and Douglas and not me. It sounds too scary.
But what if Donald and Douglas don't get the monster? Maybe Sir Topham Hatt will ask one of us.
Or maybe he might give us a dangerous job too.
Now the three engines were very scared. Maybe we should all avoid Sir Topham Hatt tomorrow, so he doesn't give us any dangerous jobs, suggested Thomas. The other trains thought that was a really good idea. The next morning, Percy was steaming down the track when he noticed Sir Topham Hatt up ahead.
Percy, stop! I have an important job to give you.
But Percy was too scared and rushed past Sir Topham Hatt without stopping.
Percy, stop! Stop!
Percy soon arrived at the swamp. When he suddenly noticed Donald leaving. Thought Percy.
Maybe Donald has gotten rid of the swamp monster.
So Percy kept going, but soon stopped when he saw the swamp monster.
Ah! It's the swamp monster! Help! Help!
And Percy steamed out of the swamp as fast as he could. At Brendam Docks, James stopped when he saw Sir Topham Hatt.
Ah, James, I have an important job for you. I need you to...
But James didn't listen and chuffed right past Sir Topham Hatt without stopping.
James, what has got into my trains today?
Soon, James entered the swamp, but suddenly stopped when he saw Douglas leaving.
Maybe Douglas has gotten rid of the swamp monster,
James thought, and continued on. But suddenly, he noticed something in the water.
Ah! It's the swamp monster! Help! Help!
And James steamed out of the swamp as fast as he could. Later, Thomas entered the swamp too. When suddenly, he noticed a great big swamp monster staring at him. Ah! It's the swamp monster! Help! And he rushed off. But suddenly bumped into Sir Topham Hatt, Donald and Douglas. Monster, monster! Cried Thomas.
Ha 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 ha! Laughed Sir Topham Hatt. Thomas, that's not a real monster, it's a statue.
Oh, so what were Donald and Douglas slaying?
Donald and Douglas weren't slaying anything, Thomas. They helped set up the monster.
We're sorry, Thomas. We were just trying to have some fun.
Now, I need an engine to give guest tours of the swamp. And seeing as though Percy and James completely ignored me today, would you like to do it, Thomas?
I would love to, but sir, it's not their fault for ignoring you. Donald and Douglas played a trick. They scared us. May I please share the job with Percy and James?
Thomas, that is a marvellous idea.
Thanks, sir. And for the rest of the month, Thomas, James and Percy took it in turns to give guests tours of the swamp and the swamp monster statue. Hey guys, Chris here, thanks for watching my video, hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like it and subscribe to Toy Train TV if you haven't already. Hope to see you soon, bye!